start streaming that.
All right, and then which one is it? In the settings?
He said the wand and then settings. If you click it, you'll see a flip button.
Ooh, okay. Boom. I think I did it. Thanks, Joe. Is that Joe? You're awesome. Thanks, Joe. All right. Ready when you are.
We're flying. Let us see. Is there anybody on the ground who could show us what our patents and laws and
celebrating the life of an activist too, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
First, let me say thank you. It took us forever to build this blimp, this dirigible,
but it's a mighty dirigible.
It is a mighty dirigible, and I consider this to be the true kicking off.
Yay!
It's perfect. So this is a dream realized right here. We have built our dirigible, and Emalee is here to talk to us about.
And for going for a ride. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to go for a ride as well.
This is definitely the most popular dirigible in the 80228 through 80229 zip code range.
I would say it extends past that.
Does it?
It does. Yeah, that's what the fans tell us.
Yeah, well, if they don't love it yet, they will.
They will. They just don't know. We have to educate them.
Yeah. I am going to put some text in here because, no, I'm not going to do that. So, first things first, life of an activist. We lost one of the, how do you describe Nana?
Nana was the grandmother figure that everybody wanted in their life, whether or not they had it or not. She was loving, she was kind, she was concerned for every single person and their well-being. And if there was something wrong, she went out of her way to do something, be it something medicinal or maybe just something spiritual and emotional, being there for someone. Mm-hmm. She brought a lot of light and a lot of love into the community. She helped a lot of people through her coloring books, which I don't know,
no, I didn't know about coloring books.
Oh my gosh. She has these adult cannabis coloring books, which are amazing. I don't know about you, but from time to time, I would always find myself just scribbling little drawings, and this gets to hone them in on something that's designed by Nana. And so every time
you buy them? Or are they?
I think they're still for sale. Yeah, on her website. It's something to ask, right? You have to find that out.
Something. Okay.
But yeah,
I didn't know that.
She had a very long battle with her health. She had some heart problems, and unfortunately, we did lose her about 2 weeks ago now. Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was Sensi night.
It was Sensi night, actually, and Veedverks and Travis have done such an amazing thing to offer up one of their spaces to hold the memorial. So we are going to be posting more information about that, or feel free to personal message us and we will get you the info if you would like to be included either here in person or if you would like to send or do something for her. If you are out of the state of Colorado, we can make all things happen from our mighty airship.
From our mighty airship.
Are you going to pull up a picture of her?
Yeah. Here.
Nice.
Look at this technology we've got going on here.
You can see from her smile, she was so full of life. She inspired everyone she came in contact with to do and be better and live a healthier life. And I can still tell you that I can feel the warmth of a Nana hug, you know, soft and squishy and warm.
She exuded love. She had this beauty about her that, you know, her face was like wrinkled in such a way that
they were smile lines.
It was like the biggest, just great big smile lines of all time. Yeah, So.
And we miss her, but we are excited to celebrate her and to honor her. And from what I understand, her wishes were that nobody boo-hoos, but everybody celebrates and has a good time.
Yes.
So that's the plan.
Yes. And we have disabled the smoke alarms. No.
I was gonna say, uh-oh.
We actually.
Don't tell the city surveyor that.
Yeah.
Inspector.
No, they. Let's see. So we're gonna transition that thing off, and.
Bye, Nana.
See
And
you
when
soon.
is the memorial, Travis?
The memorial is February 11th from 5 to 7.
Okay.
And it's going to be a big February 10th, 11th, and 14th. They're 3 huge days for this entire movement.
It is. It's a huge time, and that's primarily what we wanted to come and talk to you guys about today, so you could understand not only what Veedverks is doing, but how you can also get involved and help us out.
This is the year that we change things.
I hope so.
I mean, we change things incrementally every year. This is the year when it comes to a head. This is the year when
there's accountability and publicity about this. You know, all eyes are watching what's going to be happening on the 14th.
Yeah.
So should we stop teasing the people at home and tell them what's actually going to be happening?
On the 14th?
Well, the whole chronological timeline.
Yeah. Oh, we're out of focus.
Oh, hello.
What happened?
Mr. Roboto. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, there we are. Sort of. I think we're back.
So no, let's don't say that yet. Let's talk about NASCAR, because there is an astonishingly large intersection. If you just think about stereotypes, you may not understand that NASCAR and cannabis, the overlap between those two is a huge group of people, and you happen to be perhaps the most recognizable, well-known person in that group of people. And I saw you did an interview on the cannabis where you discussed what we did last summer.
It was awesome. It's been so cool to tell that story again and again, but specifically on the Cannabis, which I don't know if our viewers know at home. The Cannabis is a cannabis-focused news group. They have since stopped making episodes. I was one of the last people to do it, but we were able to really sit down and explore what happened with Carl Long and NASCAR in Kansas this summer. And I'm sure most of you remember it was quite the whirlwind, and we are still experiencing that whirlwind today in 2018. Yeah. February even.
Yeah. Let's tell the story.
I think we should, because it is a very good story.
It's a good story.
It's been mistold a few times, so people don't always understand what actually happened. So how about you start it, and then whenever you want me to pick it up, I'll pick it up. Because you were the one who really started all of this, and then I got a phone call, but you go ahead.
It was a Wednesday, I believe.
I believe it was a Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday, and in my Facebook feed, I saw an article that Carl Long, NASCAR driver Carl Long, was being allowed back into the sport, back into the top level of the sport for the first time since 2009. And I remember when that happened to Carl. So small team, perhaps the smallest, most underfunded race team in NASCAR, in the top level of NASCAR. And it was a practice race for a non-points paying race. It was like the All-Star race.
Okay, yeah, all pro,
something like that, right? And it was practice for that, and his engine blew up, and
terrible timing.
And it's these small teams, they lease motors from big teams or from people who own a whole bunch of motors, and they lease them out. And like Hendrick Motorsports, there's a big race team will run the engine through 2-3 races or whatever, and then they'll lease it to the smaller teams. And so Carl had this engine that was just had the shit beat out of it, and they it blew up, and so NASCAR inspected it afterward, and they discovered that his engine displacement was 0.17 cubic inches too big.
And for those at home that don't understand cubic inches, about how big is that? What amount of volume
I don't
is
know.
that?
It's not very much.
Like almost not measurable,
yeah,
right? It's tiny.
yeah.
You
Like
can't really even see it.
The cylinders in the 8 cylinders, let's say they're all about that big, and the piston goes up and down the side of them, right? And so the overall volume of that engine can only be X. And he was 0.17 inches too big out of those 8 cylinders,
which is
and
just
so
tiny,
they
so a little ridiculous.
So they slapped him with the biggest fine in NASCAR history, like the smallest team, biggest fine in NASCAR history for a non-points paying race, and it's been publicized, I think, as a $250,000 fine. But what they don't say is that he was fined, the team owner was fined, which was also him or his wife, and the crew chief was also fined. And the crew chief said, well, I quit. And so the way that it worked out was that money then became owed by the team owner. And so they
inquired
ended up,
the debt. Oh my gosh. So in total, it's almost $1 billion.
Yeah. It was like $750,000 fine on this team.
For a race that didn't even matter.
For a practice for a race that didn't even matter. It was bullshit. And
not to mention he bought it from another team,
a
pre-existing team.
I know. He hadn't opened it up.
It's
not.
It's a true underdog story.
It's a true underdog story. So that was in 2009. So 2017, a Wednesday in May of last summer, and he somehow worked it out with NASCAR where they would let him come back.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was, he needed some funding, mm-hmm. and the way the story should go is that I called my CFO and asked ahead of time if it was okay if we did this, but instead, I hit Carl on Facebook and said, right? Isn't that how that went down? I believe I asked forgiveness.
Yeah, I think in this scenario, though, it really truly paid off. So it was the right thing to do.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. So really what Carl needed was some tires, and he needed to upgrade his pit crew from the Xfinity Series up to this Monster Cup. Monster Energy NASCAR Championships, whatever the Cup Series.
It's a very long name. They did not consult us about branding before they did that long name.
No. NASCAR has 3 major touring series. They're all like pro drivers who people line up to go get their autographs and stuff. And
mm-hmm.
the third one is trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the Xfinity Series, which are stock cars that are pretty close to the same thing as the Sprint Cup car or the Monster Energy
mm-hmm,
Cup
mm-hmm.
cars. So, he needed to upgrade. They'd still let him race in the Xfinity Series, but so he needed to upgrade his pit crew, which consisted of nothing except, I believe, writing a check and getting a new badge,
mm-hmm.
and then I think 7 sets of tires. And so I got him on the phone, and it's oftentimes I still find myself like at Boy Scouts, like kid went to a new Boy Scout, went into from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts, and
congratulations, that's a big step.
The Arrow of Light was, or I think that's what it was. The ceremony was last night, and
how cool! Yay!
But so they. Inevitably comes up, what do you do? I make lotions.
Oh, there you go. That's because that's true.
That's so that went fine though. But anyway, especially as we're trying to mainstream this cannabis and hemp, and you have these conversations with people who are not on your side to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's specifically kind of where Veedverks is focusing its efforts in this. We're not really the company that well, I guess we do some advertising in like industry magazine, in Sensi Mag and stuff, but we're not about the existing culture. We're out there about Middle America. We want to explain to people in Kansas that they are suffering unnecessarily and that they need to change their laws
and their lifestyles.
Yeah,
laws and lifestyles.
But anyway, so that was a big, long, boring way of saying that I was a little bit nervous when we started talking on the phone. But I said that we're a hemp company and that we make vaporizers and it's legal, and started. And the first synonym for the cannabis plant that Carl used, the first, pot, weed, marijuana, whatever, the first word that he used to describe the plant was cannabis. And I'm like, yes, that's woke right there. That's how
at the end of the day, hemp and medical marijuana are both cannabis.
They're both cannabis,
right? And I feel like many people don't understand that.
Yeah, but
so way to go to Carl for being enlightened and using the right word.
Yeah, and the word marijuana has it's racist in its very origin. It's I call it weed a lot. I never call it pot. That's never been my term, but I never call it marijuana. I call it cannabis. And when Carl called it cannabis instead of the pot or something like that, it started with like, hear me out, just total long shot here. Wait, long shot. But that's Carl's nickname, long shot.
That's hilarious.
But and he heard me out and he said, "Well, I'll run it by NASCAR." And so I woke up Thursday morning. And I saw that I had an email from Carl, and I didn't even read it for a couple hours because I knew that it was bad. That would have been so awesome, right? And I posted on Facebook at the time, like, "Yo, guess what? I'm gonna try and."
You were manifesting this. You were.
I'm gonna try and get on a NASCAR, and so then when I did read the email, which was Thursday, I read it like after the sales meeting, and they approved it. Forwarded me the email. NASCAR approved it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And couldn't believe it. So then I talked to my CFO and I said, "Hey,
guess what I did?
How much money do we have?" Wonder if this camera wants to auto focus, but So it took a day to wire the money, and we finally, as soon as the money went through, then, did I call you the day of?
You did. You called me the day of, and you asked, how did I feel about going with you by car the next day to go to Kansas? And I was like, tomorrow?
Yeah.
So you want me to go tomorrow? And I thought it over for about half a second, and I said yes on the phone. And I said, let's do this. Come pick me up.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, it was one of those moments, and I think that we all hopefully get this moment in life where we're faced with a choice, where it's a tough choice. And you say to yourself, all right, I can, but do I want to? And it's that want to component that you have to find motivation in your soul to really fuel that fire. Yeah. And if you don't, then you have a lot of FOMO, a lot of fear of missing out. But if you engage that fire and fuel it, you can do incredible things. And I'm so glad that I did, because here we are over 6 months later, and we're still enjoying what we were able to do, and we're going to do more. But we're not going to tell you about that just yet. Facebook, you got to wait. YouTube, you got to wait. We'll tell you about that in a second. But we have to finish the story of what happened, because
what I haven't
we haven't even gotten to the best part.
You know what I haven't done is
What have you not done?
I haven't told anybody on Facebook that
you're live streaming?
That I'm live streaming.
Oh, well, I did tag you, so
maybe they know.
Hopefully the people know. Hey, Facebook, tag Travis. Share it on his wall. Spread it out there. Let's see what some of the comments we have already. Where is the airship? Justin Duncan asks.
It is just west of, let's see where we are right now.
Well, we're flying all around, so really we could be
Yep. There it is in the background. What was I gonna say though? So
We get in the car, right?
Yeah, that was even harder than calling Carl. I couldn't sleep that night because
you did tell me this part of the story. This is funny.
It was so. I knew it was gonna sound creepy as hell. But, like, hey Emily, would you mind getting in my car with me and driving
12 hours.
12 hours across Kansas and staying in a hotel that we
didn't have booked. We didn't know where we were staying.
All I knew is we were going to be on a race car.
Yep.
And so, yeah, you said, yeah, we packed up, drove to Kansas.
We did. We ordered T-shirts along the way. We found somewhere to print them out really quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2 hotel rooms.
2 hotel rooms, yep.
In case anybody was wondering, like...
We're both married and not to each other.
And then Friday was the practice.
It was.
So we got to Kansas. We went straight to the racetrack, got through all the credentialing.
What a cool experience, too, to arrive there. Awesome. And not only just getting there and the grandeur of it, but knowing that we're a sponsor and we have a stake in this race was such a cool feeling. Yeah.
It's a cup race.
It was. It was a huge race. Yeah.
It was the Kansas Go Bowling 400.
Yes.
So, we got through credentialing, and the guys who picked us up were Johnny from MBM Motorsports and Horace, Carl's dad.
We
and
love
also
Horace.
The guy in the pit crew who holds the
flag?
The sign over the wall. It's like pull up to here. That's Horace. That was awesome. And who works on the car? It's Carl and Horace. And
Horace is Carl's dad, right?
And he was a driver too at some point. And it was... So they picked us up. We went to the garage. They had, I guess, just gone through. They were going through tech inspection, and boom, there it is. No shit, our car with our
shiny and beautiful, and the sticker or that logo that's right here.
It was just
so beautiful.
It turned out great.
We got a couple pictures. We got to meet the crew. It was very awesome, and then we decided to go walk around and see the rest of the track, see some of the crew, see some of the attractions, because they had some things set up for people coming in early. And we weren't gone but 30 minutes, were we? Maybe 30 minutes. And we come back to the sticker getting ripped off the car. Travis and I just kind of look at each other like, what is happening? Like, what is this madness? And Carl comes over to me and tells me in my ear what's going on, and I'm a little heartbroken. A lot heartbroken, actually, because we were poised to make history, and it felt like it was being literally ripped away from us. But luckily, the next thing happened, and we were able to actually stay the sponsor, because once you pay money and a transaction has happened, you can't really take that back. So once the tires are run on, and we paid for them. Did our logo appear on the car on the track? No. But were we the sponsor? Absolutely.
Well, it appeared on it, not during the race, but we went through. I guess what happened is during tech inspection, then somebody finally.
That's when it happened.
Yeah, it was. I was thinking on the way too. So we showed up Saturday morning. That's what we did. We drove all Friday into the night, checked into a hotel in Lawrence, Kansas. Got up, went to the track. That's how that happened, right?
No, it happened on Friday. We knew going into Saturday that it wasn't going to be there. Remember, we tried all Friday to figure out a different logo. We thought about another product. We thought about maybe just saying something. Yeah, and that was all on Friday. And so then we went to bed that night knowing that it wasn't going to be on there. And then that's when we wrote the second press release saying what NASCAR had done to us, and then we changed our whole PR angle. It was so long ago. I totally understand how that's like a little confusing, but I remember writing the press release that night.
Yeah, so we're driving across Kansas. That was later. I picked you up at like noon or something.
Yeah, it was pretty late in the morning.
So then, I called into Claire B. Lang on NASCAR radio.
Yep.
It was like the perfect topic. Like, what's the like biggest under some kind of like she wanted underdog story
And it was
stuff, and I was
perfect
like,
because
yo,
Carl was
Carl Long.
it.
Yeah, and yeah, and then we put out the press release from the car driving.
Yep. The first press
That
release.
was Friday night.
Thursday we did one that we were doing it.
We were driving on Thursday?
Yep, and then Friday was
Okay.
the one, because we woke up Friday morning in Kansas.
Okay.
And then went to the track. Yeah. Clearly this is live and we did not rehearse.
No. How do you We're just, yeah. Okay. So then...
Because we had breakfast at that really yummy place in downtown Lawrence, remember? And then we headed to
yeah,
the track.
I'm going to remember the name of that
Your
place
friend
in a
works
second.
there?
Yeah. Tim Quillen, my former bass player. Back I had a band.
And I even got to see a place where he played in Lawrence. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Company bonding trip.
So, whatever. So, yeah, Friday was practice. Friday's when it went down. So, they peeled off the sticker, and then we had like this 3 hours of limbo.
It was total limbo.
So, I was trying to think about what to put on the hood. Meanwhile, you're writing press release A and press release B.
Depending on how it went.
Because hemp is legal. It is a legal plant in 50 states because of the Farm Bill of 2014, which did two important things. One is it legalized under certain conditions the growing of industrial hemp in the United States for the first time since the passing of the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937. And two, it defined industrial hemp as cannabis sativa L as defined by less than 0.3% THC by dry weight. It's 0.3%. But all you guys who have hemp companies and don't off by a power of 10, it's not 0.03%, it's not 3%, it's 0.3% THC by dry weight. NASCAR, just that guy didn't really seem to care about those types of facts. And meanwhile, we got Hoban on the phone too, and our law firm.
Yep, shout out to Hoban Law Group.
Hoban Law. Oh yeah. And Garrett Graff, and yeah, we got them on the phone just to make sure that when we put out our next press release that we were
citing law.
And so we did. And yeah, NASCAR, they just weren't hearing it. The guy was a soulless.
Well, you remember what Carl said. Oh gosh, what was his name? I can't remember. I know it's on our emails if we look back. But,
really? Yeah.
But do you remember what that guy said? He pulled out his phone and pulled up my Facebook and said, "This is what we do not represent or condone." Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Maybe the flower leaf crown wasn't the best choice for a profile picture.
Whatever.
But yeah, NASCAR didn't like it.
God, it just...
But thank God, right? Because that's truly the end of this story, is that if they hadn't pulled it, we might not have gotten such a big deal out of it. Yeah. You know, the first month got over 60 million impressions.
Really?
That's huge. That's huge. 60 million impressions, you know, for that type of PR stunt. Yeah. It's hard to get if everything goes all hunky-dory and as planned. Yeah. Chaos makes people interested, and it made all those news outlets interested. And it was a great source of education because we were able to inform people more about what the differences are legally, medically, and chemically between what is considered medical marijuana and what is considered an industrial hemp plant. Yeah. And that was very cool, in my opinion. And we'll still get questions from people asking, you know, is it really different? Yeah, it's really different. But it is all the same plant, but legally we do have a huge difference.
It's night and day. Legally, it's very clear.
But it is truly just tomatoes and tomatoes.
Yes. Who says tomato? Does anybody say tomato?
Do you say tomatoes? Facebook, do you say tomatoes? If you do, write in. We would like to know if you say tomatoes. Maybe a special gift for anyone who says tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
And from our in-studio audience.
Is anybody out there who... I should post a... right before I got into the industry in 2014, I was working on a short film called Dick Jr. about like militarized cops who go inspect, they go measure the penises on artwork, like public art, and make sure it's
This isn't a real job. This is a facetious position, correct?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I went all out though. I had to rent a car twice to like Caprice Classic or something.
Well, you made it
Made
sound very
decals,
real.
but
So what
anyway,
happened? Why
a
didn't
line
it get
in
made?
it. Well, there was a line in it. Why didn't it get made?
Yeah.
Because I got into the industry.
Well, maybe we should finish up that video with a hemp twist.
Yes, maybe we should. Brad Mill, Kylie Pavlich. Have you seen that?
No.
Sometime I'll show it to you. Sometime I'll show it to you guys.
Is it another cartoon?
Huh?
Is it another cartoon?
No, it's...
One day Travis spent 25 minutes trying to show me one cartoon.
Sorry.
It never happened.
But it wasn't going to be a good cartoon anyway. But anyway, there was a line in it where it's one of the characters says like, what was the word in question? Template. Somebody said template, and the other said template. It's template, and then template, potato,
Tomato.
and then
Yeah.
and somebody said like the punchline. I was like, who the fuck says potato?
Yeah, who does
says
say
potato?
That? I
Anyway,
have never
that
heard
was,
that.
So that trip then culminated with race day.
Yes.
Like so that all happened on Saturday, and so then Sunday's race day, right?
No.
Saturday's race day.
Saturday was race day because Sunday was Mother's Day. We stopped and saw your mom.
Oh yeah.
And then we kept on driving back to Colorado.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so anyway, the race day, I was scared.
I thought we were gonna get thrown off the track.
I thought that we were going to be met by cops.
Yeah.
Like NASCAR is scary.
They are.
Like, they own. It's not like the NFL where they have a bunch of owners and NASCAR is they own that. A family owns that whole thing. Mm-hmm. And if you want to race a car there, then you better go by their rules, or else you just can't because it's theirs. And man, and they got a lot of money, and they are
not afraid to use it.
Not afraid to use it. And so coming back to the track the day of the race, I was a little bit scared about a white pullover shirt to put over my Veedverks racing shirt. You wore yours proudly.
I did. I was like, if I'm going to be a brand ambassador, I'm going to be a freaking brand ambassador.
Thought maybe I thought we were going to get a lot of hate, but instead we walked through the infield and we were just like rock stars.
I know, people loved us. And
they
saw our shirts. They said that they had heard about our story, and everyone is actually very kind to us, which was cool because it brought back the mentality that this is a family sport.
Yeah. It's with very loyal fans too. It's NASCAR is really interesting to me. All of motorsports is everything from the economics of it to I don't know. Teams like these small race teams like Carl's team, their shops. Well, it's probably bigger than our place here, but it's not. They're just little shops, You go,
not
you
these
work
huge mecha garages that you would normally expect.
They don't have 800 engineers and stuff. It's anyway. We were just very well received.
Yes.
Did you get any?
No hate.
No hate.
Zero hate.
Zero hate.
Everybody was nice. Fans, pit crew, everybody was very nice except for the NASCAR officials that didn't want us on the car. Yeah, but we didn't even see them really on the race day.
No.
Which was nice.
No.
I was kind of hiding from them in the holler at times, hoping that they didn't see me.
Yeah. I just expected to get yanked at any point. But no. Great race. Carl finished 31st. Started 40th. Finished 31st, and went on to race out the rest of last season, basically starting with that one. Yeah. Every point that you finish higher, especially in the top 35, it matters financially.
Right. Absolutely.
And so we got to be part of a really just unique moment in time when
absolutely
the first time a hemp or cannabis company in any way, asterisk, we could talk about that, but because
the one in California?
No, Scott's.
Oh, They don't count.
They don't count.
They're an evil company. They're not doing good for the patients like we are at Veedverks.
We made some history though.
We sure did.
If you Google NASCAR pot, you're probably gonna find
or weed or anything.
NASCAR.
That's us.
Organic search optimization.
That's the way to do SEO and PR, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it right there.
But the moral of the story is that we're cool and NASCAR is not cool to us.
Absolutely.
But I told that guy someday you guys are going to be running the Veedverks 500 and
ooh, yes.
Watch it happen.
Yes.
Watch it happen. Maybe at Pocono. They're
well, isn't that where they're growing cannabis anyways?
I heard that the owners of the Pocono racetrack, they own a lot of land around there, and I heard that they built or intend to build a great big ass grow out there.
And then rent it out is what I read. So
Really?
They're not actually going to be a cannabis company themselves, but are renting it out. But maybe not. Who knows? Maybe it's them. If it is them, find us, contact us. We want to be a part of it. Right? Yeah. Absolutely.
Speaking of that, you were talking about the pit crew, and on Carl's pit crew, front tire changer is none other than Bobby Dale Earnhardt.
Did you say Earnhardt?
I did say Earnhardt.
Earnhardt? That's like racing royalty.
Yeah. And it turned out that so Bobby races with Earnhardt Shearer Racing, based out of, I think, Emporia, Kansas, and in the ARCA series. And when we were taking that trolley or whatever what are they called? Just the great big go-kart from the car to the infield on race day, turned out the guy that we sat next to was John Shearer.
That's right.
And we had that conversation, and then later on it turned out that he's with Earnhardt Shearer Racing, and it all just came together. And so shortly after the Kansas race, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks.
It was about 6 weeks. Yeah.
Got a call from John asking if we'd be interested in being on an ARCA car. I said, well, yes, but
what's the price tag?
Well, what's the price tag? And also, does ARCA know what we do? Because we kind of just went through this.
Don't want to do it again.
But they had done the legwork, and they had already gotten it approved, and ARCA knew who we were. And
they should have by now, right?
Yeah. If
you don't know, you better ask somebody.
If you're into racing and you don't know who Veedverks is, if you're talking about a hemp company, you're not into racing.
You get your head out of the sand.
So ARCA knew what was up, and so we actually got on the TV panel, they call it, the back of the rear deck lid of
show him, Trav.
Oh, shout out to Taz Kessler and John Mowry. They make custom die cast cars. Unfortunately, Carl's paint scheme on that race is approximately chroma key green. So let's see. Should I ruin the illusion here for a second? I'm going to do this.
Goodbye, illusion.
Oh, it's still chroming out. Wait. No, I'm not going to ruin it. But there's a dilemma, Josh.
Yeah.
The see-through green screen car. How do we set that up? We'd have to have a whole, because if we drop out the chroma, then we're going to...
Yep.
Here, I'm going to do that.
We could put it on the other camera and...
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. That's smart. Yeah. Look at us with our technology. Camera 2.
Tech and toys.
Which I had you removed, didn't I?
I'm going to show this to our Facebook audience real quick with a quick break. This is a die-cast car that one of our awesome fans sent in to us. This way, so you can actually see number 66. And this is what would have gone around the track on race day had we actually kept the logo on. But it's pretty heavy. It's a big car. It's bigger than my hand for sure.
Yeah, so they was Taz. I think it's Taz Custom Diecasts. I give them a shout out on.
They deserve a shout out for sure. What a cool thing.
Let's see here.
Justin Duncan says hi.
Hey, Justin Duncan.
What's up, Justin?
Hollywood.
There. Let's see. So I want to look. It's on. I posted on the Veedverks Racing page. I'm gonna look them up real quick, make sure I get the name right. But yeah, it's Taz Racing Customs, and it's Taz Kessler and John Mowry. Guys are awesome, and they.
I just tagged them in our Facebook feed.
Sweet.
So for anybody watching on Facebook, if you want to know more about Taz Racing Customs, you can click on the link in the Facebook thread on my page.
It doesn't really want to focus on that very well, but which is why is that?
Can you back it up a
Really?
little?
I was doing pretty macro stuff there. How about this? Boom. No. What happened to our blimp?
Do you mean to say we're really in a studio? No.
So they took a Michael McDowell
Oh, there it is.
diecast and stripped it all the way down and then remade it to look exactly like Carl's car that race. And they sent us 2 of them.
Oh, I didn't know we had 2.
They sent us 1 of them.
A little Freudian slip, maybe?
They sent us, yeah. One of them's at my house, and the others.
The truth comes out.
Look, I like toys.
Nobody blames
But
you.
they just did it, and they didn't even get our graphics from us or anything. I don't know how they did that, but it's
Magic.
It is awesome.
Because
it's,
they are magic.
So if you want a custom diecast car, I cannot recommend them highly enough.
I think one of our fans may have just sent us another car on Facebook chat. John Mowry?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he made this. Oh, no way.
Yes way.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
Can we pull
way.
that up?
John, is it okay
No
if I show that?
fucking way.
Hold on, let's get the okay from John first before.
Are you kidding me? That is...
I mean, that's
awesome.
really cool. I love the
Can
lines
you post
on
that to the...
Well, I have to ask him first. Okay, he says go for it. So first, let's show the camera, right?
You want to switch back to the blimp?
I am in the blimp. I have been in the blimp for a while.
Leg.
No way. Oh, that is so cool. Have you seen Cars? The movie Cars?
This is what this
That-
is based off of, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, to be honest.
Cars is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is my favorite Pixar movie.
Now let's show Facebook so Facebook can see. We showed YouTube. Isn't this
Oh.
awesome? It's a Cars.
That is amazing. I can't believe that is so awesome.
Guys, this is an on-air surprise. We had no idea that this was ready and happening, and we're so happy to be able to show it with you. And this is the first time I ever heard about a Cars model type car of the Carl Long model. Super cool. Yay!
That is
You can kinda
amazing.
See the eyes a little bit. Yeah, so cool.
That is so cool. We'll
John
post that on the
Mowry.
Veedverks Racing Facebook page.
Yeah.
Facebook has put our little company in Facebook jail, I believe, permanently.
You're kidding me.
Because once I started going live, as we're getting this airship fired up here, I would just get these nags. Boost this post for $20 and reach X more people.
Now, is
Blah,
this
blah, blah,
Veedverks
blah.
or Veedverks Racing?
Veedverks. And So I hit boost post a couple of times, and from the very get-go, they've always rejected our attempts to do any sort of promotion. But by doing that, I definitely made some guy named Ken just sick of us. And
he reported you.
No, Ken at Facebook.
Ken
so,
at Facebook.
Yeah, they paused
rude.
the account, and so it's like appeal it, and I went through all of that stuff, and all I can say, Ken, is it ain't over yet.
Let's bless you, Ken.
We're gonna
bless you for what's about to come your way.
Yeah. If you get it, how does Hoban show up on caller ID? Like seriously, a lot of what we do is, I would say, if not pioneers isn't the right word, but people who are actively moving this plant forward. Our responsibilities include picking fights like this, and
right.
We fought NASCAR in an unpublicized thing. We're fighting major financial regulatory authorities that most people haven't in the industry, I don't think, have had to worry about. SEC, FINRA. So we're fighting that fight. But this thing with Facebook, man, you guys got to get with the program. It's a legal plant. It's medicine. It is.
Mm-hmm. And they're engaging in censorship, which is really messed up. When you feel like Facebook stands for connectivity and truth and being able to expose that truth. So many great things have come out of Facebook, but this issue is just effed. And it's one I've dealt with before. When I was in Florida in 2013, they took down a page of mine that had 10,000 followers on it.
God dang.
I know. And it's just ridiculous that they want to continue to stifle this information and the education of people. You would hope that Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg would want an educated population, because an educated consumer base spends more, makes better choices, makes higher price choices. And when Facebook does what I think they're going to do and come out with an ICO, then they could be able to buy in. But if they piss people off, nobody's going to want to buy into the new things that Facebook is doing. So publicist rant. We could have
launched our Mighty Airship, the official Emalee launch on Facebook Live today, but instead, we're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube, and I'm happy to have it on YouTube, because look at this awesome graphic. You can't do this on Facebook.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
We can.
Well, we can do anything.
We have the technologies.
We can do anything, but Facebook can't do anything, apparently, because they're shutting shit down.
So
censoring shit.
Speaking of fights, then, now maybe we can
move on.
Let me see if I got a text, and maybe could I be so lucky as
maybe it's from an admiring fan. Or not.
No, that's not. God damn it. So, our next big thing that we're going to do is we are going to sponsor a monster truck. Great big Sunday monster truck.
Ooh.
It driven by famous monster truck driver Todd Morey, who he also drives like IMSA racing. I think he dabbles in NASCAR too, but he's one of only, I think, 17 people to ever land a backflip in a truck. I've never. Have you been to a monster truck race? I've never been.
I have never been, but I am so excited to go to this one. Is he going to be flipping at this one?
Todd, are you going to be flipping this thing?
We don't know. You'll have to watch and find out.
Yeah, that's a good question. I doubt it.
Because we would be the first ever hemp company to do a flip on a monster truck.
What I can say is that I don't think that we have paid them enough money to buy a wrecked, upside down, smashed truck. I don't know.
Oh, so they don't actually flip the whole way around back to the tires?
No, usually it's a half flip. A 3/4 flip.
Clearly, I've got to brush up on my monster truck moves because I don't know this.
I mean, they just wreck the trucks. These monster trucks are crazy. I really just never watched them, but due to this, I've certainly become interested in it.
Now, isn't that funny that in monster trucks, smashing them is part of it, but in NASCAR, you want to avoid that at all costs? Yes. What a difference in racing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they go to put on the best show they possibly can, and if that means that truck gets destroyed, then that is
the end.
That's what they're doing, but they're going to try and do that trick. It's like those bulletproof teenagers you see that doing skateboard tricks, and they just
walk away unscathed.
Yeah, they're just willing to wreck their entire bodies to try and land that one trick, and that's what monster trucks are about.
Well, I'm excited, and this is February the
10th.
10th.
February 10th, Casper, Wyoming.
Okay, and that's about a 4-hour drive from Denver. So if you're in Denver, Colorado local, you're more than welcome to coordinate a caravan with us because I know I'm bringing a bunch of people.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Denver's going to Casper on Saturday.
I'm so excited.
Or a week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow.
Yeah. So what's really cool about Todd is in this, I don't know how many dozens of hours that we've put into these conversations to try to make this one thing happen, but he started off not knowing much about hemp or cannabis or anything. He didn't know, for example, that cannabis stops epileptic seizures.
Wow.
Now he does, and he has gone through that discovery process where it's like, oh, I have the internet, I'm gonna use that, and holy shit! And
it's mind-blowing.
He now knows everything that we all found out at some point in our life, which is that they lied to us when we were the just say no.
Gateway mentality.
Gateway drugs. Yeah. It was all bullshit, and all they were doing was keeping a miraculous plant, a miracle drug factory that you can just grow in your garden in certain states, which we're going to fix. But
legally grow in all states. However, it is capable of growing in all states, just perhaps not legally so.
Yeah, but it was all lies. It wasn't just that they were exaggerating. They fed us the exact opposite of the truth about this. Yes. And we know it. And
we're tired of those tall tales. We're done. We're busting through them and telling the truth. And
so Todd is one of these guys.
Nice.
And
welcome to the team, Todd.
Welcome to the team,
Welcome to being awakened.
And so he is going to get out there and speak for patients, speak for so on the truck, this is what we're going to do. On the hood, we're going to put the Veedverks logo, and it's not going to be Veedverks Racing like we did with Carl's hood.
Is it going to have the leaf?
It's going to have the leaf on it.
Ooh.
Monster trucks.
That's breaking news to me, too. I had no idea.
And
that's bold, Trav.
Yep.
That's super bold.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I feel like if everything goes according, then this is even bigger than I could have imagined.
It's going to be big.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't that be the first time a cannabis or hemp leaf is broadcasted onto national television sporting events?
I don't know. Could be.
No, that could be.
It could be. On Bobby's car, did we have racing or did we have the leaf?
I think we had racing. But I don't know. I didn't send the decal file, so I don't know.
Huh. Yeah.
Well,
that is going to be news, huh?
That's huge news.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
Which is it's sort of funny, right? That this little pointy leaf is so controversial, but it's what we're all fighting for, and so it's a symbol, I think, of freedom and hope. and independence from people to get off of pharmaceutical drugs. And for me, that's why it's such a big deal and why I'm just kind of excited about it.
You know, the irony of the leaf is that for those of you who may not be as familiar with the plant, the leaves that they don't have cannabinoids on them for the most part. Those are the fan leaves. Those are the leaves that are used to collect sunlight while the plant is getting ready to go make the good stuff. It's
No, I can't speak to that. I don't know. That's the chemistry department's all you.
It's well, those leaves right there aren't what people actually smoke.
Of course not.
You
Right.
smoke the bud.
Of
right?
course, yeah.
Yeah.
But people do juice the leaves.
Yeah. Oh, they have lots of. I guess I'm just saying that thing right there is mostly just not very enjoyable to smoke.
No,
it's the leftover of the plant. It's what you trim as the plant grows, and what was I talking about?
We were talking about Casper, and we were talking about how the leaf may actually, in fact, be on the truck.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about the other decals on the truck, which is very exciting because there's another decal that's going on there that means so much to us.
Yes. On the roof of the truck, we are going to put U.S. Patent 6630507, which is the federal government's patent on cannabis as a neuroprotectant.
Which means that it has medical benefits.
Yes, it does.
Which means it shouldn't be on Schedule 1.
Which means it could not be on Schedule 1 because there are 3 things required for a drug to be on Schedule 1. And one of those things is that it must have no known medical value. And so what gives there? So
out of the gate, it's already disqualified, right?
It's already disqualified. You don't even need to talk about any, like,
the other two,
which are that it highly addictive, which it's not, and it has to be so dangerous, basically, that you can't test it. It can't be safely tested for, like, further investigation.
Which clearly we have tons of testing facilities all over the country for cannabis. So on point 3, we know
I'm a testing facility. I'll tell you this.
There you go.
It is done wonderful things for everybody.
Countless lives.
Countless lives. So, U.S. Patent 6630507 is the U.S. government's one of their patents on cannabis for its medical value, and to have it on Schedule 1 is to say that it has no medical value. This is all coming to a head on February 14th in it's a Southern District Court, New York Southern District Court. There is a lawsuit that has been filed by a bunch of our peeps.
But namely Alexis Bortel, the young girl growing into a young woman from Texas who has epilepsy and is now over 1,000 days seizure free thanks to cannabis medicine. They were relocated from Texas.
Yeah, they relocated from Texas because in Texas she had to have seizures.
Yeah, there's nothing they could do.
If you stay in Texas, you get to have seizures.
Or other terrible
Or
conditions.
just come to Colorado and
we'll heal you up
don't
real
have
nice.
seizures anymore. You know, as a parent, what choice do you make? And you can't, if you're in Texas, you can't just say, well, I'd give my kid weed. Right? What if
you're going to prison if you say that?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Then the kid gets taken away.
Yeah, it skins his knee, ends up. It's an unacceptable risk for parents. You cannot risk having your kid taken away from you and put into this system, who's, especially with their health issues.
They're going to be drugged up and turned into zombies.
Yeah. And not have their parents. Parents are good things to have.
Right? Exactly.
Or have seizures, or move to Colorado. And so Alexis and her family, Dean Bortel.
We love you, Dean.
Others involved are Sebastian and Jagger Cott, who live in Atlanta.
We also love them as well.
Love you. They were one-time refugees like Alexis to Colorado moved back to Atlanta after getting the laws changed enough in Georgia, at least to make Jagger not. They made it legal enough for his case, basically, to go back there and to
have a
fight
better
that
quality
fight.
of life.
Yeah. But it's still very difficult to access medicine. Like Texas just harvested their first
CBD crop.
And which is what Veedverks use, CBD crop of. It's these certain strains that I won't get off on that, but Texas just harvested that, and harvested their first CBD crop. So maybe someday Alexis and Dean will be able to move back to Texas, but
I don't think they want to. I mean, I'm just going to be real honest. I don't like speaking for other people, but now with everything that they have going on here, with Patches of Hope and the goats and the goat soap that they make with hemp and goat's milk, I think that they would want to stay and create a bigger mission for people here in Colorado. But I don't know. They might do it if they had the opportunity. I know that I would love to be living in Florida if I had that opportunity, but still, unfortunately, even in a legal state like Florida, they don't have the medicine there that would keep me healthy. So I stay a refugee and I stay here in Colorado. And funny enough, just a short side story, Alexis was one of my motivators to move. Without that little girl, that little 9-year-old girl, I maybe would have stayed in Florida and risked getting arrested.
Really?
Yeah. Because I thought to myself, if this little girl from Texas, and I'm Texan by birth, she can do it, I can do it. And I did it. So thanks, Alexis, for being an inspiration.
That's awesome.
But there are several more people involved in this.
Marvin Washington,
former NFL.
And then there's the it's some coalition that I always bring up their name, and I don't know who's in it. It's cannabis. It's not Cannabis Connoisseur Cup.
Is it the one out of Colorado Springs?
I'm gonna go get mine.
We're gonna find out because we are all about the correct information here at Veedverks. Well, thanks everybody for joining along today. We've had a lot of fun, and we hope you have too.
Cannabis Cultural Association. Inc.
Okay.
But so one of the I learned this by reading the case. What is it? They call it a pleading, whatever this is. In order for the federal government to argue on behalf of the people, supposedly, it must believe its own argument. It can't make up a counter argument to a position and just pitch it. You know what I mean? You can't just make up a story that sounds good that you don't believe and go. You can't knowingly, falsely present something as false. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read this because it explains it. This was under federal law. It is not enough for the government, in arguing in favor of a statute's constitutionality, merely to manufacture a supposedly legitimate government interest to which a law is rationally related for the purpose of responding to a lawsuit. The government must also actually believe its own argument. So that gets us back to U.S. patent number 6630507, the federal government's patent on cannabis. So we are going to put that on Todd Morey's Wicked monster truck. Next Saturday in Casper, Wyoming. Go jump over some stuff.
Do we get to sit in the truck?
I bet we can probably arrange that.
I want to sit in the monster truck.
So we were talking about refugees, about Alexis and about. So Amy Dawn Berlin Hilterbrand. Hilterbrand. I lived in San Antonio for so long. There's
all the German names.
Hildebrand. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But she and her husband Jason and their three musketeers, they call them, their three sons. Oldest is Austin. has Dravet syndrome, which is the catastrophic form of epilepsy, which is unfortunately a terminal disease. And Austin's organs, they moved here from Oklahoma, and Austin was on a billion different pills, and they're shutting his system down.
Yeah.
And weren't helping him with his seizures. And so they, like so many other medical refugees, uprooted themselves, moved to Colorado, moved away from their support network, their jobs, their everything.
Everything.
Amy's husband was a fireman.
And a staunch Republican.
Still is. But they moved here to stop the seizures.
To save their son at a very basic level. And thank God they did, because now the two younger boys are experiencing some epilepsy symptoms, some seizure symptoms. And so now they don't have to relocate again. They're already in a place where that medicine is available, the resources are available, they have a support network, and the doctors who already understand what this woman has been through and what is now going to be happening for the next two boys. And hopefully it is not as bad for them. Hopefully that they can get some preventative medicine in there, some good treatments to help them not progress to where Austin has gotten. But even if they do, they've got the resources and the tools to help.
Yeah.
So,
Josh, can you find me a refugee sticker? I don't think we have a pile of them over there. You might have to go raid an old sticker pile somewhere. But so Amy's also, she is the one who has, I believe, done more than anybody to explain to the world about this U.S. patent 6630507. And she started, it's a Facebook group, but
Talk to the Hand.
Talk to the Hand. Talk to the 6630507 hand. I write it on my hand so much, it's just always like permanently
Maybe we should
there.
just get it tattooed. No, because then what happens when it goes away? Then we have to get it removed. But yeah, so people are writing this on their hands. They're starting the conversation. She's gotten some celebrities to also get involved, such as Willie Nelson.
Talk to the Hand.
And you can get involved too. So all you have to do is write that on your hand, or if you don't want to write on your hand, you could always draw a picture of a hand and write it on that and take a picture of that sign. Allow people to read it and engage with them about what it's about, and educate the population on what this patent does and what it means in a greater picture for everyone. Ooh, and we've got something cool coming in. Show
Also, wait, hashtag that. Look, it's got a built-in hashtag.
It does have a built-in hashtag.
Hashtag 6630507. Tweet it.
Instagram it. Unfortunately, Facebook does not do just number hashtags. You have to put some text in there too.
So talk to the 6630507 hand.
Right.
So Amy runs American Medical Refugees, and oh, hey, we got the green going on again. Pretend that what you see is clear there is green. But we made these bumper stickers up, not for AMR in particular, but just for everybody
who's a refugee.
Who is a refugee here. There are so many people who have had to move to Colorado. For how much has housing gone up in the last 5 years?
Oh my gosh, so much. I'm so glad that we own our house, because rent is ridiculous. And rent is driving a lot of people to choose other states to become a refugee too, which I think is very sad, because we have some of the best laws for people moving in to be able to quickly access medicine. And if they're no longer able to come here due to lodging and housing costs, we are really making a mistake in our society, in my opinion. So.
Yeah.
But anyways, happier note, this will be on the monster truck to help educate people in Casper next weekend.
Yep. And
I think we should do a contest for it. This is live and unrehearsed, but I think we should.
Let's come up with an idea here.
We should.
What time is it? Oh yeah, we got time for ideas.
I'm thinking that our users should have to watch the race and try to get a picture of the car. Best picture of the truck, excuse me. Best picture of the truck wins.
Done.
All right.
Yeah.
Done. All right. You heard it here first on YouTube and on Facebook Live. So you guys have the jump.
Yeah, being on this truck, on Todd's truck, in Casper, Wyoming, February 10th. It's about the roof of the truck. It's we'll be on the hood, and but this is not about trying to sell product. We can't sell product in Wyoming, I don't think, at that show. Maybe.
They have a lot of raids in Wyoming over CBD due to law enforcement being ignorant. Yeah.
So we're going to ramp a truck 30 feet in the air with that
30 feet.
30 feet.
Nice.
And just bring it to Wyoming. But so here's about the community getting together and just doing something. I've heard talk that we're going to try and get a bus full of kids, of our sick kids, of our refugee kids, and drive up to Wyoming.
We should do it.
We're going to need some other companies to step up and.
All right, did you guys hear that? We need other companies to help us in caravanning a bunch of refugees and sick kids and other patients. They don't have to be kids, right? We can have adults too.
Yeah.
Up to Wyoming next Saturday. So
let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's get a bus.
And I'm going to start harassing companies for the next week. So make it easy.
We gotta.
High-end transportation?
High-end transportation.
I love it. Yeah. Why not? Put those kids in the Tesla. Oh, I'm just kidding.
We'll figure it out. But
and if you want to help, make it easy for us. Contact us. We will plug you in, and we will thank you accordingly on all of our social media.
If you want to help, tweet that number out. Let's get people talking about it.
Absolutely.
Make as big of a deal as humanly possible about this. And you know what? Go if you have a hemp company, go find something. Go make a bunch of news between now and February 14th. Go find a way to make news and get 6630507 all over Twitter, all over Instagram, all over Facebook, and let us tell people to the greatest of our extent between now and February 14th that cannabis cannot be a Schedule I drug because it has medical value. And we know that because the government has a patent on it. U.S. patent 6630507. So all you guys.
It just takes education and conversation.
But that
talk is cheap and it's actually free, so spread it around.
February 14th, that's the date of the court case. February 10th is the date of the Monster Truck Show, where Veedverks makes history again. And
again.
February 11th will be the memorial for Nana, for Julia Reagan. And it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks.
And for the memorial, are we offering for other companies, if they want to get involved, help sponsoring with food and drinks and things like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You guys could certainly help. Amy said, do you think that we could use the space for Yes.
Anything for Nana. Anything.
Anything for Amy too. There's another thing. Speaking let's
hear it. I like.
You know what? It's our dirigible. We can do what we want. I'll tell you this too. At that court case, Stacy Lynn needs to go. She needs to be there, and so we're raising some money for. We want to raise $500 to get a plane ticket so Stacy can go out there. Stacy Lynn from Cannability Foundation, whose son Jack Split got Jack's Law passed in Colorado, which is a big deal.
Huge.
Jack's Law is a law that allows requires schools to allow medical cannabis patient children to medicate at school, and that all started, I believe, with Jack had a patch on at school. The school nurse ripped it off, and so Stacy and Jack went senator to senator, representative to representative, every single one of them, and got a unanimous vote through the Colorado legislature to get Jack's Law passed. So if Jack were still here, he passed away unfortunately
About a year ago.
He would probably be on that lawsuit right there.
Oh, absolutely.
So Stacy needs to go to this, and you guys know we got to get Stacy there. We got to get Stacy.
So we
have to get Stacy to the. Yeah, so they need $500. Veedverks is going to cover $250.
Oh, nice.
And then so if somebody else wants to step up and get that other $250.
All right, companies, you heard it. I'm coming for you for transportation and for fundraising.
We want to take kids to a monster truck show.
And Stacy to New York for this court case.
And Stacy to New York for this court case. This is our year. This is 2018. We're doing this. It's
no more practice. This
no
is
more.
This is not a drill. This is real.
It's all going to happen this year. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen one monster truck at a time. One race car at a time.
One court case at the time.
One court case at a time.
Mm-hmm. And we have to do it with you guys. So we need customer appreciation, help, support. Even if you're just a fan and you've never been a customer, even just sharing this information means so much to us, and we're so appreciative of it.
Yes. And I think that we've done a pretty decent job now.
Yeah.
How did we do?
How'd we do?
How'd we do from the airship? Was it worth the months-long construction project? And
I hope so, but we would love to hear your comments and your feedback.
Yeah.
So please engage with this post. Yeah. Give us all your feedback, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, whatever it is. We want to hear it so that way we can continue to make these better for you.
Yep. And YouTube, hit us. I guess you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe, because Facebook and us, that's going to be.
It's going to start to go
That's
away.
going to be that. Facebook. You guys.
We did it today, so that way our followers could see us.
But we're on YouTube now, and we'll be putting out a lot of content since we have our own majestic flying dirigible.
And if you have a company and you want to be a part of the it's not about competition.
It's not about competition.
It's about community.
It's we better link arms. That's one last. Both of us rail on you guys. Everybody quit fighting.
Yeah.
Stop. There's too much drama right now. You just all need to realize that we are all on the same team, and nobody's some other vape company or lotion company, they're not going to be the reason why we make it or don't make it. Like, oh, they took our business, or guess what? We've only just begun to penetrate the market.
Absolutely.
CBD just alone is good for everybody, for everything. Basically,
every person needs health and wellness, right? And so that's really where I come from in all of this, is that every company in the space that has a good product and has good people that stand behind a good message, well, they all should be working together because they're so much stronger together. And it's not like we should be fighting over, oh, this sick person's mine and I want this sick person. No, health and wellness is for the entire community, no matter if you have a condition or an illness, or maybe you just want to feel a little bit better.
Yeah. Free the plant.
Free your mind.
What's Bubba's? Free the plant, plant the cure.
Yes, I love Bubba. And Pete Bubba. Stoner.
But I think that it is about time to land this thing.
I think so.
I wish I had some cool graphics for it, but
I think you make up for it by having a cool guest on the show.
Cool guest. Give me some love.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
Thank you for having me on.
This is so awesome. And thanks for watching, guys. We're going to be broadcasting a lot, especially between now and the 14th.
Absolutely.
U.S. patent number 6630507. Right.
Look it up. Tweet it.